Let me tell you something most people don't want to hear. No one is truly your friend. Now, before you get defensive, understand this. I'm not saying the world is full of enemies. I'm saying the world is full of interests. People show up when they need something. They check on you when it benefits them. They stay loyal until loyalty costs too much. That's not evil. That's human nature. You see, most people move based on gain or loss. What do I get? What do I lose? And if the balance shifts, if helping you means they lose something, suddenly that friendship starts to fade. So what do? You stop expecting everyone to be real. You stop mistaking kindness for loyalty. You watch people, not their words, not their promises, but their patterns. The one who smiles at you in public, but talks behind your back. The one who disappears when things get hard. Those are your lessons, not your losses. Being careful doesn't mean being cold. It means being aware. It means you stop giving everyone access to your energy, your time, your emotions. Because when you make yourself too available, you make yourself too easy to use. The truth is, trust is earned slowly. Don't hand it out like candy. Don't let guilt or loneliness make you lower your standards. Protect your peace like it's gold, because it is. You can still be kind. You can still help others. But never let your empathy become your weakness. Move with heart, but move with awareness. Remember this, people reveal themselves over time. Pay attention, be patient, and most importantly, be careful. Because in the end, it's not about how many friends you have. It's about how many of them would stand beside you when there's nothing left to gain. Trust is earned, not given. Those 5 words might sound simple, but they hold the power to change how you deal with people, how you protect your energy, and how you move through life. Too many of us hand out trust like it's free, like everyone deserves access to us just because they smile, say the right things, or show up when it's easy. But that's not how the world works. Real trust isn't something you give on sight. It's something people earn through time, consistency, and action. When you give trust too quickly, you set yourself up for disappointment. You expect people to match your honesty, your loyalty, your standards. And when they don't, you feel betrayed. But the truth is, they never earned that trust in the first place. You gave it away before seeing who they really were. You wanted to believe they were good, that they had your back, that they meant what they said. You believed in potential, not proof. And that's where most people go wrong. People reveal who they are through their actions, not their promises. Anyone can say, I've got you when times are good, but it's when things fall apart that you see their real character. Do they stay when things get messy, or do they disappear? Do they defend you when you're not in the room, or do they stay silent to protect themselves? These moments show you the truth more clearly than any words ever will. Trust has to be tested. It's not built on one good conversation or a few shared laughs. It's built when you see how someone behaves under pressure, when they could lie, but don't, when they could leave, but stay, when they could use your weakness, but choose to protect it instead. That's when you know their loyalty isn't performative, it's real. Most people don't understand that giving someone your trust is giving them power, the power to hurt you, to betray you, to let you down. So before you hand over that power, ask yourself, have they earned it? Have they proven that they deserve it? Or are you giving it away because you crave connection, because you're afraid of being alone, because you hope they'll turn out better than the rest? Be honest with yourself. Sometimes we want people to be trustworthy so badly that we ignore the red flags waving right in front of us. Trust isn't just about others. It's about how much you value yourself. When you respect yourself, you protect yourself. You don't allow just anyone into your inner circle. You don't tell everyone your story, your plans, your pain. You learn to observe before you open up. You listen more than you speak. You give people a chance to show you who they are instead of believing what they tell you. Because the truth is, people will always reveal themselves. You just have to give them the space and time to do it. There's also something powerful about withholding trust until it's earned. It makes people rise to the occasion. It forces them to show their intentions through action. When you make people work for your trust, you separate the genuine from the opportunists. The ones who get frustrated or impatient, they were never in it for the long haul. But the ones who stay consistent, respectful, and steady over time, they're the ones who deserve a seat at your table. Trust doesn't grow overnight. It's built one choice at a time, one honest conversation, one kept promise, one loyal act. And just as it's built slowly, it can be destroyed instantly. Once broken, trust rarely comes back the same. People might apologize, they might try to explain, but that invisible thread between you, once snapped, never truly feels whole again. That's why you have to guard it so carefully. Not out of fear, but out of wisdom. When you start treating trust like currency, you stop wasting it. You stop giving it to people who only show up when it's convenient. You start investing it where it brings peace, stability, and strength into your life. You start to see that not everyone deserves to know your secrets, to see your vulnerable side, or to walk beside you through your storms. Some people are just passing through, and that's okay. You can be polite, kind, even friendly, but that doesn't mean they've earned your trust. There's a big difference between being open and being naive. Being open means you welcome people, but with awareness. You listen, you connect, but you keep your boundaries intact. Being naive means you hand over your trust without question and hope for the best. The first empowers you. The second exposes you. Learning that difference is how you protect yourself from unnecessary pain. And remember, trusting yourself comes first. Before you can trust others, you need to trust your own instincts, that voice inside you that says something's off. It's there for a reason. Too often, we silence that voice because we don't want to seem judgmental or paranoid. But intuition is not paranoia. It's wisdom learned through experience. When something doesn't feel right, pay attention. Your gut knows what your emotions don't want to accept. Self-trust also means believing that you can handle betrayal, disappointment, or loss if it comes. When you trust yourself to recover, you no longer cling to others out of fear. You stop needing to control everything, and you start letting people show who they are because you know you'll be okay either way. That's real power. The world is full of people wearing masks, some kind, some charming, some broken, some dangerous. You can't control them, but you can control your access. You can decide who gets close, who stays at arm's length, and who gets cut off completely. That's what it means to live with discernment. Trust is a privilege. It's sacred. When you give it, it should mean something. It should be a reflection of mutual respect, not blind hope. So don't apologize for being selective. Don't let anyone make you feel guilty for protecting yourself. The people who truly deserve your trust will never demand it. They'll earn it quietly, patiently, through consistency and integrity. Kindness should never replace awareness. The world often tells you to be nice, to forgive easily, to see the good in everyone. And while kindness is a strength, when it's not balanced with awareness, it becomes a weakness that others can exploit. Being kind doesn't mean being blind. It doesn't mean letting people walk over you, manipulate you, or drain your energy in the name of compassion. Real kindness operates with eyes wide open. It sees clearly, but still chooses to act with grace. There's a difference between genuine kindness and people pleasing. Genuine kindness comes from strength, from a place of confidence and boundaries. It's when you choose to be kind because you want to, not because you're afraid of conflict or rejection, but people pleasing. That comes from fear, from the need to be liked, accepted, or validated by others. It's when you keep saying yes even when your heart screams no. It's when you stay silent to avoid being judged. That kind of kindness doesn't build peace. It builds resentment and exhaustion. Awareness means you see people for who they are, not who you hope they'll be. You read the patterns, not just the words. You notice when someone only calls when they need something. You notice when someone compliments you to your face, but competes with you behind your back. Awareness isn't paranoia. It's observation. It's emotional intelligence in action. It allows you to protect yourself without becoming cynical. You can still help people, but you must understand where to draw the line. Every act of kindness needs a boundary. You can lend a hand without becoming someone's crutch. You can forgive without allowing repeated disrespect. You can care without carrying someone else's burdens as your own. The problem starts when kindness turns into self-neglect. When you give so much that you forget to keep something for yourself. When you operate with awareness, you learn to separate intention from manipulation. Some people use your empathy as a doorway to take advantage of you. They know you don't like saying no, so they keep asking for favors. They know you'll forgive, so they keep repeating the same mistakes. They know you care, so they use that care to control you. Awareness teaches you to recognize these patterns early, to see the difference between someone who genuinely needs help and someone who's just using you as a resource. Being aware doesn't make you cold. It makes you wise. It means you can show kindness while keeping your guard up. You can be generous, but selective. You can be compassionate, but not naïve. You can love people deeply, but still protect your boundaries fiercely. Awareness lets you navigate life without getting caught in emotional traps. Many people mistake assertiveness for cruelty. They think saying no means being mean, but saying no is one of the kindest things you can do for yourself and for others. When you say no to what drains you, you make space for what deserves you. You keep your emotional energy clean, focused, and stable. You stop resenting people because you're no longer overextending yourself just to maintain peace. Awareness also helps you see when kindness is being used as a disguise. There are people who act kind for attention, validation, or control. They'll do good deeds loudly so everyone sees. They'll compliment you, but their kindness feels heavy, like it comes with strings attached. Real kindness doesn't need an audience. It's quiet, selfless, and free of expectation. When you're aware, you can sense the difference between authenticity and performance. Kindness without awareness often leads to pain. You give your trust too soon. You invest in people who only take. You keep forgiving actions that never change. And over time, that pain hardens you. You stop wanting to help anyone. But that's not the solution. The answer isn't to become heartless. It's to become smartly kind. To use your empathy with discernment. To give where it's deserved, not demanded. One of the hardest lessons in life is realizing that not everyone has the same heart as you. Some people see your kindness as weakness. They interpret your silence as acceptance. They test your limits to see how far they can go. Awareness means catching this early, calling it out, and choosing to step back before it breaks you. It means understanding that protecting your peace is not selfish, it's necessary. When you move with awareness, you become harder to manipulate. People can't guilt you into doing what you don't want. They can't use emotions as weapons against you. You stop explaining yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. You learn that you owe no one access to your kindness if they don't respect your boundaries. Awareness also gives you the clarity to see when your kindness is truly making a difference. Some people grow because of your support. Others depend on it so much that they stop growing altogether when you recognize that you adjust your energy. You help in ways that empower others, not enable them. You become the kind of person who lifts others without losing yourself. Sometimes you'll have to make hard choices, pulling away from people who drain you, saying no to requests that compromise your values, walking away from situations that no longer align with your peace. Those choices don't make you unkind. They make you aware. You're not responsible for saving everyone, fixing everyone, or being the bigger person all the time. Your kindness should never cost your dignity. There's also a quiet strength in being aware of your own limits. Awareness isn't only about others. It's about yourself. It's knowing when you're emotionally tired, when you're giving too much, when you need to rest. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't heal others while you're bleeding inside. Awareness gives you permission to take care of yourself first, so your kindness remains genuine, not forced or resentful. The most powerful people are those who can balance a soft heart with sharp awareness. They move with compassion, but also with wisdom. They know when to open up and when to hold back. They don't let bitterness destroy their empathy, but they also don't let emotions cloud their judgment. They can see the darkness in people and still choose to be light, but not foolish light. Steady light, controlled light, kindness, without awareness is like walking blindfolded through a crowd. You'll keep bumping into people who don't deserve your presence. Awareness removes that blindfold. It lets you move through life gracefully, intentionally, with both empathy and protection. You stop being reactive and start being selective. You choose when to speak, when to help, when to step away. Being aware doesn't mean you stop believing in good people. It just means you stop expecting everyone to be one. It means you value your kindness enough to protect it, because kindness, when guided by awareness, doesn't just make the world better. It keeps you strong enough to keep giving without losing yourself. Loyalty is proven when there's nothing to gain. It's easy to stand beside someone when everything is going well, when success is shining, and when being close to them comes with benefits. But loyalty isn't tested in comfort. It's tested in chaos. You don't discover who's loyal to you when you're at your best. You find out when you fall, when you're no longer useful, when there's no reward left for standing by your side. That's when the masks drop and the truth shows up. People love to use the word loyalty, but very few truly understand what it means. Loyalty isn't about words or promises. It's about actions, especially when those actions cost something. Real loyalty doesn't need an audience. It doesn't demand recognition. It's quiet, steady, and consistent. It's the person who defends you when you're not in the room, who shows up when you least expect it, who stays when everyone else walks away. That's loyalty, the kind that can't be bought, influenced, or faked. The world is full of temporary alliances. People attach themselves to whoever benefits them most in the moment. They'll call you family when you're winning. But when things shift, they'll move to whoever's shining brighter. Loyalty has become rare because it doesn't fit with self-interest. And most people today are driven by what they can gain, not what they can give. The test of true loyalty isn't how close someone stands when it's easy. It's how close they stay when you have nothing left to offer. Loyalty is quiet strength. It's standing with someone when it's risky, when it's unpopular, when the crowd is against them. It's refusing to betray someone even when betrayal would benefit you. It's not about blind support or ignoring right and wrong. It's about integrity. Loyalty is when you choose to do right by someone even when it's inconvenient. It's when you don't switch sides just because the wind changes direction. When you start paying attention, you'll see patterns. You'll notice how people behave when your situation changes. When you're up, they're around. When you're down, they vanish. That's not real loyalty. That's convenience. Loyalty doesn't fluctuate based on circumstance. It's consistent even when emotions shift, even when mistakes happen, even when the road gets hard. People who are truly loyal may disagree with you. They may challenge you, but they'll never abandon you when you need them most. There's also a powerful lesson in learning not to confuse attachment with loyalty. Some people stay close because they fear losing what you provide: status, comfort, connection. But the moment that benefit disappears, so do they. They were never loyal to you. They were loyal to what you gave them. Real loyalty has nothing to do with gain. It's not transactional. It's rooted in respect, in shared values, in genuine care that doesn't fade when circumstances do. You can't buy loyalty. You can buy attention, support, admiration, but loyalty that's earned through time and consistency, it's proven in moments when standing beside you doesn't serve them. And that's why loyalty is so valuable. It's rare. It's the kind of quality that reveals the difference between a true friend and a temporary one. The loyal person doesn't need you to be perfect. They need you to be real. They're not here because of what you have. They're here because of who you are. When you live long enough and experience enough betrayal, you start seeing loyalty differently. You stop assuming it. You stop giving it too easily. You learn to observe who claps when you win and who checks on you when you lose. You realize that not everyone who's friendly is loyal. Some people are just curious. Some are opportunistic. Loyalty can't be measured in smiles. It's measured in presence, especially when things get hard. There's something incredibly powerful about the person who stays loyal in silence, who doesn't announce it, who doesn't need to make a show out of it. They just do what's right consistently without fanfare. Those are the people you keep close. The ones who don't need to prove their loyalty, they simply live it. Because loyalty isn't about words, it's a character trait. It's built into someone's core. You can't teach it and you can't fake it for long. Eventually, true colors always show. The beauty of loyalty is that it's not dependent on perfection. It doesn't mean you never disagree or get angry. It means that even in disagreement, the bond remains intact. You can argue, you can distance for a while, but betrayal never enters the equation. Loyalty means choosing respect even when emotions are high. It means protecting someone's name even when your relationship with them changes. It's the maturity to separate personal feelings from principles. Loyalty also exposes people faster than betrayal ever could. You'll see who truly stands for you the moment life stops being convenient. When you lose something, when you fail publicly, when you no longer hold power, watch who remains. That handful of people who still check in, who still defend you, who still treat you with the same respect. That's your circle. Everyone else is noise. It's better to have one loyal person than 100 fake supporters. At the same time, loyalty must go both ways. You can't demand it if you don't give it. If you want loyalty, you must practice it. You must show others through your own consistency that you value integrity over advantage. Loyalty isn't a one-way street. It's built on mutual trust and respect the same way you watch others' actions. They're watching yours. When you prove you can be trusted even when it's inconvenient, you set a standard that attracts people who move the same way. Sometimes being loyal means keeping someone's confidence when gossip could benefit you. Sometimes it means defending someone's name when they're not around to defend themselves. Sometimes it means choosing not to share their weaknesses even when you're no longer close. That's real loyalty, the kind that doesn't depend on the relationship still existing, because loyalty is a reflection of your character, not your circumstances. The hardest part about loyalty is that it's not always returned. You might stay loyal to people who wouldn't do the same for you. You might protect those who later expose you. You might stand by someone who never stood by you. That hurts, but it also teaches you. It sharpens your discernment. It reminds you to stop giving loyalty to everyone who smiles in your direction and start reserving it for those who've proven they deserve it. Loyalty is rare because it requires strength. It takes discipline to stay true when you could walk away. It takes integrity to stand firm when you could take the easier route. Loyalty isn't just about staying. It's about staying right, about choosing honesty, choosing principle, choosing respect even when it doesn't serve your immediate interest. The world may call it old-fashioned, but real loyalty never goes out of style because it's built on something time can't destroy: character.